Okay, today I'm going to be showing you how to make the inside of a journal that is made with 5 or 6 sheets of cardstock, either printed out or what you have on hand. I've even done some using little books. The main thing is your paper needs to be square. Today we're going to be using a printout from my own collection. This comes with papers that are already square and some little vintage pieces, some odd photos and things like that make it a little easier to get this piece done. There's also some backing papers. First thing you need to do is to make these page inserts. That's what opens up into these cute little pockets that you can tuck things inside of, and that's what we're going to do right now. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take any paper. This paper is actually already square, and I'm working with 8 by 8 inches. You can make it a little smaller for a smaller journal if you want. It won't get much bigger simply because the regular size of a letter size sheet of cardstock is 8.5 inches wide. So this gives just a little bit of leeway. You're going to cut your paper square to start. Then we're just going to do some folding. Each set of pages here is 1 sheet of paper. This is 1, 2, 3, 4 sheets. You can do up to 5 or 6 and fit them in one book. And these I've left white on the background just so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to fold it in half diagonally. And this is why, of course, it has to be square. Because if you fold a rectangle diagonally, you're not going to have a square. And then we're just going to fold it in half diagonally the other way. If you've ever done any origami, you'll recognize these folds. Somewhere I have a bone folder, but I can also just use a pair of scissors to make that nice. So what we've done is put the first few folds in, and it also has helped identify the center of the paper, which is what I need next. I'm going to take each of these points and just fold them neatly up to the center, and you can see where the paper bends. That's where the center is. And just do each side. Again, just press them down. And you've got, there we go, the basis of pretty much any origami piece. You also have the basis for these pages. You can fold them in half. If you notice, these fold out. Okay, so I'm folding the 4th of these. I'm going to use 4 for my book. And I've switched to using paper that has 2 sides. So now there's no white showing. That also forgives a lot of sins in the folding. So what you're going to need is anywhere from, I'd go 4 to 6 folded pages. But do 6 if you're not going to include a lot of little papery extras, and go with 4 if you're going to include a lot. So we're going to line them up, and since I've got some that are white and some that have patterns, I'm going to go ahead and alternate them. Each one, the point should be facing down for this part. This part here is going to attach to a cover. This part here is going to attach to a cover. So these, first one gets folded away. The next ones, each set, when you fold it up, you're going to see it has a matching triangle. So we're going to pair these 2 triangles here and just use some glue. Whatever kind of glue you like, this is just glue stick. It's fine. And then pair them together. And you want to make sure that they're paired all the way to the base on each side. And then you can just clip it together. And you're going to do that for each set. These little extra points here, you're going to glue those together. The last set you're going to glue together, and then you're going to notice you have 1 flap left over at this end, 1 flap left over at that end. These are already glued. So what will happen here is I've got one side that has plain cards to decorate, and from my folding there's even some lines here that might help you align text or pieces. And then on the other side I have a variety of pockets. Now these ones that were white paper can be decorated, obviously. You also have the option of showing one side of the paper or the other side of the paper when the piece is open. So right now I'm showing the flowers. If I prefer to show something else, I can. Pretty much up to you. Anything smaller than basically a baseball card will fit into these slots pretty easily. You can also use pictures, you can glue them down, you can decorate them. The next thing we're going to do is we're actually going to make a cover that this will go inside of and become a complete journal. And that's our next step.